faces again.
He should be ashamed of himself. People like him are disgusting. He's such a loser. We should stop hanging around him. He's so gross.
Welcome to the N.H.K is definitely one of the shows ever. It's a show where it's able to be, at one moment, an incredibly realistic, maybe one of the most realistic depictions I've ever seen of social anxiety and depression and this lifestyle of isolating yourself from the rest of society and others that seems to be becoming more and more relevant every fucking minute. But then at the same time, we got moments like this.
Alright, the school day just ended. A bunch of cute little girls are gonna be coming through that gate any second now. I'm gonna take pictures of them. If I can, I'm gonna go for panty shots.
We got moments where Sato, our main character, is doing some outrageous shit, or our side character is saying some outrageous shit, and it leads to a show that's hard to watch for numerous reasons. One being because it's real. It's some real shit, real emotion, and real feeling. That makes it a difficult watch. And then the other reason is because I'm pausing the show so damn much because it's so fucking cringy. No, wait. Yeah, Don't get me wrong, I think it's intentional. The whole show, despite being relatively heavy and very steeped in realism to an extent, definitely does not take itself too seriously. There's an amount of it that is supposed to be absurd, it's supposed to be insane, and you're not supposed to, be like, yeah, I relate to Sato being a pedophile, which makes it interesting. There's this level of dark humor here, this level of campiness and comedy, but there's always those moments every now and then that just feel real.
A drama has a progressive plot, an emotional climax, and a resolution. But our lives aren't like that. All we get day after day are a bunch of vague anxieties that are never really resolved.
Welcome to the N.H.K has something I've never seen in anime before. Okay, your typical anime episode is like 21, 23 minutes, right? And then if we get rid of the outro, we get rid of the intro, we're looking at more like 18 to 19. Well, I'd say the average Welcome to the N.H.K episode is 20 to 30 on average. I hear you saying, how could this be? Well, it's because I'm pausing so much to literally stand up and try not to cringe. Swear to God, if I was counting how much I paused during my watch of this show, it would probably be 300 plus. And it's because of this that the show is so interesting to me. It's able to balance these cringe, kind of comedic, overblown, very absurd moments with incredibly realistic, sad, and depressing moments. It's a show where I don't think I can say I liked any of the characters, besides just pointing and laughing, but the characters are realistic to a pretty good degree. Even if you didn't like the characters in the show, you could definitely relate to some of them, to at least some degree, and obviously it's different person to person. This being said, it's very obvious the show is directed towards a certain group of people, mainly hikikomoris or NEETs, or these people that are locking themselves in the room and pushing society away, and it's directed towards those people, to those people that have no ambitions in life, who don't know where to go, who feel like life is meaningless. And I'll be damned, that's a lot of people nowadays, and probably has been for a while.
Another day is coming to an end. Another day completely void of anything interesting. How long am I going to keep living like this? Can you even call this living?
And I appreciate the show and its ending without going into too much detail, because it's telling you a realistic answer. It's not telling you, hey, everything's going to be fine, okay? You just gotta live, you just gotta try, and it's all going to be good. And what I just said is, I think, somewhat accurate. I do think what I just said is something people who are in a place that Sato is in, our main character, need to hear. But the ending of the show paints a realistic picture. It paints a picture that, hey, life is hard. There's gonna be some okay moments, but it's not gonna be that glamorous. It's not gonna be the most beautiful, amazing thing. Your life isn't a movie. The show doesn't really give you direct answers how to overcome your social anxiety, how to overcome your depression. It just shows you somebody else's, and maybe in that you can see a bit of yourself and find a few answers. And the ending doesn't tell you, oh, if you go outside and get a job and be a member of society, everything's gonna turn out fine. The show is basically just showing you what could be and why maybe you should also go out and be productive or push yourself a bit, right? Try to be a bit more than what you are. For the generic stuff about the show, I think it's fantastic. I thought the pacing was really good. I thought the characters were interesting. I thought the animation, well, it obviously is a show from the 2000s. You can tell it's not like a timeless style. I think majority of the time it is pretty fantastic. It's very clean. It has its own sense of identity. Episode 4, yeah, you can tell the budget was not there. Episode 19, I've heard that one was also, the budget was short, but I honestly, that was one of my favorite episodes in the show. I also have to mention the soundtrack. The soundtrack for the show is phenomenal. I love so many of the songs on here. It just makes this very melancholic atmosphere that the show already has visually and just through its writing, and it just doubles that with the music. And I think more than anything, the show is a realistic look. It's a positive outlook to a degree, right? It's about as realistic as I've seen any anime get. That being said, everybody's going to get their own stuff out of this show, but I highly recommend you watch it if you haven't already. And if you have watched it, tell me in the comments below some of your thoughts as well. I guess I'll rate it. That's what I do for music, right? So let's do it for this. I'd probably give it a 9 out of 10. I think there was moments here and there where the campiness and comedic, I wish it was a bit less and a bit more serious, but I could also see somebody saying that the comedy in it can be its own message, saying that we all got to kind of find our comedy in our lives and whatnot. Yeah, I'd probably give it like a 9 out of 10. How's it going, everybody? I've slowly been getting into anime again. Anime was something like many people, you know, I was into when I was in like middle school and stuff, and I haven't watched for 5 or 6 years really, but I'm slowly kind of getting into it through these more critically acclaimed, I guess, or just well received shows that are seen as like actual shows, not like, you know, isekai bullshit, just like garbage slop. If it already wasn't obvious by how I was talking in this video, like everything on this channel, this video is not scripted. Straight yap sesh, straight from the soul, straight from the brain. I mainly do that because it's more genuine. It's more what I'm actually thinking. If I write it down, it's not really going to be my clear thoughts. But yeah, next show, probably I'm thinking of watching FLCL, Coolie Coolie. Yeah, so I guess you'll hear about that when I finish it, which should be pretty soon because it's pretty short, I'm pretty sure. Anyways, thank you for watching. If you got this far, check out my Patreon if you feel like it in the comments below. And thank you for watching and have a good day. And welcome to the N.H.K. Yep.